up, y'all? We back. It's your boy MFN Gen.
It's your girl Hersoles.
And this is Who's Motherfucking Podcast Is This? This is the first episode. We had to switch it up. This was originally the Unwrapped Podcast, but that's another story for a different episode. Right now, we're here with our guest, Ashley Collins, creator of the URON Challenge App.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on? I'm Ash. Nice to meet everyone. Let's get into it.
Get comfortable,
He ready,
man.
shit.
Right.
Hey, look, sit back. Stay a while.
Right.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Let's get comfortable, man. This show is like really free flowing and really natural, man. We're not gonna give you the same run of the mill like questions and shit because if you do that, every interview is the same, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's boring.
It's always better to be more of a conversation versus an interview.
Yeah,
in my
definitely.
opinion.
But of course, you know, we're gonna ask you some questions.
Gotta ask you
throughout,
questions.
Like, you know,
Gotta ask you questions.
because I feel like, you know, Detroit don't really have a lot of people creating apps, you know, and then creating things around positivity that, like, help the community. So I feel like shows like this is important to put people like yourself in position to, like, you know, be out there in the world, man. So, you know, tell us a little bit about what you do. Tell us about how you came up with the idea for the app.
All right, for sure. Again, like Pat said, my name is Ash. I have a mobile app called URON Challenge. URON was developed to empower users, like the ones listening to this podcast today, to create their own movements. The creation of it came kind of watching social media and seeing how social media challenges became so freaking crazy in the world, right? Like,
Right.
You saw the In My Feelings and how that blew up, right? But you got to really go back to like 2014 when the Ice Bucket Challenge came out and it changed the whole fucking face of fucking social media challenges. So off of that wave, man, I just thought about it and said, hey, if you can create an impact like that really helped the ALS movement, why not use that in miniature sequences? And when I say that, use that towards businesses, right?
Right.
If you can use a movement that was created off of a challenge to grow awareness to a platform, why not do that for a business? So I created URON Challenge to empower not only users, but businesses, right?
Okay.
So give you an instance, you go to Detroit versus everybody. You want to help them grow their market and grow their awareness. You say, hey, let's do a This My City challenge. Have people rep Detroit versus everybody products and put that out there and say, hey, go around the city of Detroit, rep what makes Detroit Detroit, the spirit of Detroit, the fist of Detroit, Eastern Market. And while we're doing this, get a promotional discount. So we're here for users and we're also here for businesses as well. So the focus of URON Challenge when it comes to users is we want to create a movement, right? Each person has a gift. Each person has a unique personality. What makes them better than anyone else or what they can do uniquely better than anyone else. So we say, hey, we're coining that as movement creators. We want you to create your own movement and put that out into the world. And one of the biggest issues that we see right now on social media is people not claiming credit for what credit is due. So everybody thinks the In My Feelings challenge was created by Drake, but it was really created by Shiggy, right?
Yeah.
And that's so crazy because they're both kind of well known, right?
Yeah, because Shiggy been out for years.
Yeah,
He been out
years.
doing his comedy stuff for
Well,
years.
it's so crazy though, because I see what you're saying. Like Drake, like he got his credit, like Shiggy, like initially.
It took him a while though, for real.
But then, like now, think about it. Like In My Feelings was like this big record. It made so much money, and like we haven't heard Shiggy since. Like,
And it's like he didn't really get, even with the recognition or whatever that he did get from Drake per se, it still wasn't as much as it could have been just because of the impact that it did. Like everybody knows that Drake's song slapped. Period. Like the song was gonna do well, but Shiggy made it do well on a different level that helped it in a way with the social media and things like that. So it's just like those kind of things are something that you definitely want to give credit where it's due, especially in the city. You know what I'm saying? Because Detroit, they're quick to snatch some of your stuff up. I know per se, you know what I'm saying, for what I do. People copy and things like that, and people don't ever want to,
Right.
So I definitely get that.
Right.
That's
Let me
dope.
ask y'all too, like, with all these In My Feelings challenges, who really did it the best, right? Can you think of who really did it the best?
Me. No,
Nah,
I don't know.
Maybe,
So many.
maybe.
It was so many.
So many attempts, right? So many platforms hosting this. So many attempts of people.
It was this Asian guy with his dad that was like super hilarious to me. They were like jumping out the car and stuff.
So what if there was one single platform for you to view all attempts, and then have one platform to say, hey, I'm like this, I'm like that, I'm like whatever. So as a voting system,
like a top countdown or something.
Yes.
To say that you're the best at this.
Right.
So the way URON Challenge functions is we push out challenges, right? Each challenge has a countdown clock.
Okay.
When that clock hits 0, that's it. You can't submit any more attempts. But after that clock hits 0, that's when it opens up for the voting round. You got 24 hours for a vote. The most liked video within that 24 hours is crowned the champion.
Oh, that's dope.
And they get enter into what our system calls the winner circle.
I like this because it's very innovative. Like, you got to think about what people need and what people are into. Like,
and entertainment is everything. So when you kind of tapped into that, and then you had the comedic undertone, like we were talking about the other day.
Right.
When you had that comedic undertone, it also helps because it's like, oh, this is fun, but it's entertaining. It's gonna make people laugh, and it just gives everybody something to do. Like,
right. And then on the flip side,
wow, being positive.
Right. And then on the flip side, I'm helping my local business, or I'm contributing to a bigger issue. So that's dope.
So as we look as far as my business and the team that I have, we look at social impact, right? How do you impact not only businesses but community as a whole, right? So our focus and our mission is community development. I was honored last year during Thanksgiving. Cass Community Church allowed us to use their facility, and we had people donate clothes, shoes, blankets, winter wear, and I paid out of pocket over 100 bag lunches, right? Okay. And we coined that as a challenge. So we had people come support, and we're able to drive around the city, hitting major spots like Cass Corridor for sure, one of the biggest spots downtown.
Definitely.
And then just kind of going to places where people can't really make it to shelters, you know. So we focus things like that. And next summer, y'all the first to hear this, I was trying to make it happen last summer, but I'm going to make it happen next summer. I don't know if you guys have heard the Paint Up, Gun Down movement.
Yes, I heard about that from social media when the police were going around getting people for going with the paint guns and everything. But they were saying we're doing the paintball guns versus shooting people. Right. We're able to settle our beefs with just paintball guns, which is a lot less painful and not killing people.
Didn't Snap Dog have something to do with that?
Yeah.
A lot of the East Side guys did. Yeah, I remember that. A lot of the East Side guys definitely had a lot to do with that.
So I found a facility. Well, I found an open area near the East Side actually. Big. It used to be houses being in the area, but a lot of them burned down. And now the place is kind of just a landfill where people throw away used tires and whatever crap they got. Right. So my goal for URON Challenge was to revamp the area, do a twofold impact. First, do a community service event. And then second, repurpose those tires and make that an official paintball facility.
Because that could be cool for like barbecues for the kids and stuff too in that area. So the community service event could be cool for that. We can link on that too.
Definitely.
That's very intelligent. Like this is what the city needs. See, the point of this show is not just to broadcast like artists, producers, entertainers. Like, we want to introduce innovators, entrepreneurs, and this is something that people need to really think about and really do. My only question, to that is, how do you combat negative challenges? Because, like, I'm sitting here, I'm thinking about this challenge app, and I'm thinking about how you go off the impact of social media. How do you deal with stuff like the Bird Box Challenge, where people are, like, painting the windows on their cars and actually driving into traffic and really doing crazy stuff, like, because that could negatively impact your platform. How does that work?
And I've already encountered like the Fyre Challenge, people setting themselves on fire,
oh my goodness.
Which is crazy to me, And at the end of the day, I'm associated with any and all challenges because my platform is called URON Challenge.
Right, that's what I'm thinking.
Is there any way to really mitigate that? I don't think so as for right now. What
do you have a disclaimer on your app for that?
I do.
Okay.
And I don't post content related to things like that.
Okay. So
I've done disclaimer videos, especially when the Fyre Challenge came out, and it was so like, what the hell are people doing? And I made a video and I posted it on all my platforms. Like, look, We're here to entertain, to engage, to allow users to have fun, cultivate, and be creative. We don't advertise, promote, or engage in any content or behavior that might get our users injured. Because at the end of the day, we care for your safety, because the more users we have engaged in us and what we're trying to do and the positive energy that we're trying to push out, the better.
Right.
So all I can do is say, hey man, we're not going to post that stuff, or we can't get involved with that. Like I said, users have the power to create movements and challenges on my platform, but I am the oversight on that as of right now. So it's a submission, right? You don't
It
say
to be approved before it can be up. Okay, that's
you
cool.
don't say like, oh, I'm gonna post this challenge. It's just gonna go out there. There's platforms that do that, but I just can't be that platform, because as much as I love my users and my all of them, I consider movement creators. I just can't put myself and my business out there to
make it foolproof. That's all it is. You try to make it
Exactly.
foolproof.
And you don't want to
Be
promote
2 steps ahead.
negativity.
Exactly.
You know.
Because all I want is positive energy and love to put out there, you know, and it's rough, you know. So,
how do you go about choosing people to help you with your platform and your business? Because I know a lot of times, it's, they say it's so hard to find help. So how do you go about, and how many? I guess I got 2 questions. How do you go about finding people, and then how many people have you run through since you started?
Because business is rough.
Yeah,
business is rough.
and I know you probably started with some friends and family too.
Oh.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it
For sure. I'll tell you the truth. When I first started with this concept, it's about 2 years from now.
Okay.
I started and I was looking online, actually. I was looking on LinkedIn. I'm like, how do you find professionals who know what the hell they're doing?
Right.
So I went on LinkedIn and I was looking, trying to find app developers, because at the time I didn't know anything about it.
Okay.
So I found a guy, and I'm not going to say his name. He knows what he did.
Oh.
But
you hoe ass nigga.
because this atmosphere is all love. So I had a developer. He was developing my app. At the time, I was just working on building the concept. Right now, all we had was a website, right? We didn't have an app. We just had a website and a wireframe of how the app is supposed to look.
Right.
6 months in, I'll tell you, I paid him a little over $3,000. And then additional for people that he needed to have on. So that's $4,000 in total.
Ooh.
And
Ooh, child to get him.
at the end, he had a website fully functioning. People were logging in, but the app wasn't there, and I paid for both. So it's like, what's up?
Yeah.
So he went dark. He went dark on me. He didn't hit me up. I found him. He's like, you're gonna have to pay me an additional $3,000 to transfer all this data over to you.
Nah.
But why? No, see, that's not how this works.
And that's how I messed up. Because in business, you have to know how to protect
you
your
didn't have a
business.
contract.
How to protect yourself.
Contracts were established, which was a good part. I'm going to tell you about that later.
Okay.
But when I created it, I gave him the money. He created the accounts. Everything was ran through him. I didn't have oversight. And that was the problem. How am I creating a business that I don't have access to?
Right. You always want to have some oversight.
Exactly.
Sure your money is going,
especially in the progress of it, because you want to catch it before things get completely done, because you want to see, in the middle, okay, I might not like this, I may like this. You want to be step by step while they're step by step. Exactly. And they should also be updating you step by step on it too.
Right. Yeah.
So that's a big thing for anybody that's watching. If you want to get into business and everything, just make sure that you're overseeing everything when it comes to your apps and everything like that. And make sure you just have the right people. And like we said, contracts. Have a contract. And then, maybe make payment installments so that, okay, when this much of the work gets done, you get this. When this much of the work gets done, you get this. And then that way, everybody's happy and you're getting what you need to, we all small businesses and entrepreneurs, so we want to make sure that we're getting the most of our buck. It ain't like we millionaires.
Right.
Exactly.
And I'm really kind of surprised that you didn't want to see the app while it was being developed. Because usually you want to see the user interface, how it's gonna work. Is it sticky? Is it bugs?
And you're just excited about your idea overall.
Right, yeah.
Even with that stuff, it's more just I'm really just happy about it. I want to see where it's going. But I can definitely see by you working on other things and seeing a website that's kind of that was kind of like taking your attention off a little bit, because this looks good, so everything else must just be okay.
Right. So the website was my bread and butter, right? People started logging in. It became a full-on job where I had to pay attention to it. the app, he was sending me the app through an API, which is basically like a virtual view, right?
Okay.
Primarily on Google. Apple doesn't have it. So Apple is kind of the version of it is Test Flight, which allows you to view apps before it actually launches.
Yeah, okay.
So I was able to view the app as he was developing it, but I didn't have any administrative rights into the app.
Mm.
So
I
that,
see.
yeah.
I see what it is. I see.
So overall, I had to take him to small claims, right?
Mm.
I won the small claims suit because we had a work for hire agreement, we had a non-compete, we had milestone adjustments. Everything was my ducks was in a row.
Okay.
But the problem with small claims is they can only say you won. They can't make that person give you the money.
What?
I never knew that. That's actually.
So can you appeal it in like a higher court? Like, can you do anything?
It has to have a certain dollar threshold.
Because in the due process, you can't be tried twice.
So you can have their version of a PI go to whatever information that you have to that person's house or place of business.
Yeah.
But the place that I had, the information he gave me was all wrong. So at the end of the day,
so they can't even get them, you know.
Yeah.
It's like John Doe. Yeah, okay, I get what you mean.
So I lost $5,000 and ended up with nothing. And that hurt my heart, bro. Discouraged me. I stopped doing it.
So you didn't have the logins for the website or anything either?
I didn't have anything.
Yeah.
Well, everything is a learning experience.
Right.
And
Really
just to see where you are now, is everybody has a story. So I'm just glad that we're seeing you here now.
Yeah.
It's a new day.
Being able to tell the story with a smile on your face.
Yeah.
Because you're really still smiling. So I know that
Serious.
you on the up and up completely 180 from that. Because the whole time you told the story, you didn't even look sad.
Yeah, definitely.
No, and I don't want to talk like I like drama, but he messaged me a couple of times after I rebuilt, restructured everything. The app is up, the website.
Keep that same energy.
He's like, nah, he was kind of like, fuck you. Like, you think you're doing big and this, that, and the other.
Because you didn't come back to him to get in that other $3,000.
I'm like, man, hey.
Like, I don't need you, bro.
It is what it is, bro.
Listen, this shit don't stop.
Right.
This shit don't stop.
You just got to keep moving.
And the worst thing was he had my domain. So you can buy a domain.
Yeah, I'm
right. Yeah, I would just switch it.
And that should only be like $1.
Yeah.
But he had my unique custom domain name. So URON Challenge was in his possession for a year. So I have to go with URON Challenge /info.com for a year.
Oh, wow.
Before I can officially buy the domain back.
Right.
So
how much did it cost you to buy it back?
$30.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, no, it was nothing.
No, but sometimes they have to sell them and things. Yeah. That's why I wasn't sure.
So he didn't manage it or maintain it.
Oh,
so
right, because he was letting it go. He probably forgot.
Yeah, he was
trying to be petty and fucked around and forgot.
Yes.
So switching to a more positive note, man, because like Brittany said, like you done told this story with a smile on your face. Like I realized that you do a lot of community outreach stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember seeing that you did a screening of Black Panther and you gave away like back to school stuff.
Yeah.
Like, how do you plan to continue that? Do you have any other like big events coming up?
Okay, for sure. I appreciate you highlighting that.
Of course. So positivity.
I'm trying to do something in April. It's actually going to be a youth basketball tournament.
Okay.
I'm working with some churches who have basketball leagues, and we're going to do something in April as a tournament. And I don't know if you guys are hip to Grind clothing company, Grind clothing company.
Yeah, that's my dog Eddie.
Oh, okay.
That's my baby. His clothing line, everything he stands for is just dope. Like,
okay.
Eddie is super dope. Yeah, you gotta check Eddie out. Yeah, Eddie and Kev over there at Grind. We fuck with y'all, man. If you watching this, go follow Grind Clothing on Instagram. They just got a new website they just launched a few weeks ago. That's super dope. With a lot of news and sports and everything on the site as well. So definitely get on that. They're doing some things over there.
Yeah, definitely. We actually I'm gonna try and start.
I'm gonna hit Eddie up too because I'm gonna have to get him in here.
Okay, bet.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Because Eddie is cool. Eddie is humble. He had his stuff over in a spot over in Royal Oak, had his clothes in there and stuff like that. He's just always been super, super dope and humble. Very, very supportive. of everything that everybody in the city is doing. So if you're doing something with him, I know it's gonna be a hit. So I gotta get in on that too.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to check him out.
You gotta bring us in on that so we can definitely
been trying to do some things, and it hasn't been. We have schedules. It hasn't been working out, but this upcoming thing, hopefully me and him, you know, we get this shit popping. And Eddie's super cool, man. He hit me up.
Yeah, he's cool.
Every so often, he's like, "Hey, you know, what's up, brother? Just coming to call in, checking in on you." Like, I appreciate that shit, bro. So
not a lot of people do that in our generation, and we gotta do that more. Checking in on people and stuff. We all at the stage in our lives where it's after high school, but before like super adult life, if that makes sense. So everybody's kind of in this like vortex of trying to get their lives together, trying to understand what they want to do, trying to understand who they love, what they like, and their career and everything. And I feel like we just have to really start embodying loving each other as much as we should, you know, telling each other, hey, you know, man, I really love you. Hope you're having a good day, even if you're not talking to somebody every day.
Really
just checking
out,
in.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
everybody's going through depression and anxiety and stuff, and I just feel like we don't get enough love from each other like we should. You know, and people get, like, I get love more from strangers, you know what I'm saying, most of the time.
That crazy.
Yeah. You know, as far as support and stuff goes. So I feel like we should definitely start to be that staple to make sure that everybody around us is feeling loved and that we're checking in and stuff, because mental health is real out here, and black folks try to act like it's not. So that's good that, you know, Eddie is definitely a staple for that. He'll hit you up and, hey, what's going on, you know, and that's perfect. So but we got to be a staple for that for sure.
It's so crazy, man, because people will say, like, you know, it's just like we so caught up in our own lives and everything, man. But like you said, like, we really got to connect, like, and if you, I was looking at, did you see the video of Peasy? He was saying, like, if you say, like, if you listen to somebody's music and you like it, then, you know, say you like it. Don't you know what I'm saying?
People
like,
care too much about the opinions of others.
Exactly.
And they don't,
you know
and
they're express that shit.
They're too scared to open their mouths. It's like, if everybody else doesn't like this, it's like, okay, if I like MF Gen music, but Ash is hot, I don't want to tell people I like MF Gen music because Ash is so hot right now, people might feel a certain way. It's like, fuck that, I like this nigga music. You know what I'm saying? And I think people are just really too caught up in, you know, the social cues of everything.
Damn, that shit. And one big thing for entrepreneurs, right? People who want to cultivate the world and change the world. I want you guys to know mental health is important for you guys too, as far as positive energy.
Definitely.
Because the biggest encouragements, I love my family, I love my friends, but the biggest encouragements have been from people who I didn't even know.
Right. So that's very true.
For those for family members who are hearing this, you know, you have someone in your family that's trying to create something, encourage them, give them positive feedback, and sometimes, not in all cases, but kind of scrap their idea, because that'll help them think. At the end of the day, it's all about thinking, how can you create something better than the person before you?
Definitely. It's always a competition, even if people don't want to think about it, but the number one thing under the work is the energy. And
people gotta put that effort in.
And people wonder why I'm so goofy, I'm so silly all the time. But that's that energy that I like to put out, because I want to see everybody smiling around me, and I want to be smiling myself. You know what I mean? And entrepreneur work is so hard. It's so hard, and I know that. I definitely know creating this app, creating this podcast, filming, everything is so hard, and I think people don't see that. People see the success side of everything. And they take that and feel like, oh my God, like, you just doing a damn thing. What's up? And they don't see the tears behind that shit, bro. Like, they don't see any of the hard work. They don't see the times when you was broke as shit and you used your last $10 on that shit.
What?
They don't see any of that. So those are the kind of things. But when you can turn that around and say, well, shit, I made it here, and put that positive energy back out and just encourage other people, that's just the energy. That's the number one thing for me, is the energy. You go out, you at the gas station, hey, how you doing? Anything, just to a stranger.
Right.
And you don't know that you made their day. Now they gonna go and make somebody else's day, and it's a ripple effect. And now we all
keep it going. Keep it going.
Yeah.
You know, the crazy thing is, like Brittany said, people will see, like, the success side of it, and they say, like, you doing it. But then, like, when it comes to the work side of the portion, like, they're nowhere to be found. Like, when it comes to actually putting the time and effort in to get it done, they don't want to put the time and effort in.
Yeah.
And then, like, just getting back to entrepreneurship, really, we got to remember our mental health in our health period, because the culture is so unhealthy if you really think
it
about
is.
Like,
definitely.
It's like, you know,
that's why white people can go into the courts and plead mental illness and we can't.
You know what I'm saying?
Because
like,
people don't think we allowed to be crazy. It's
right.
crazy.
And think about the stuff that we say. We say, like, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, you know, fake it till you make it, and you know,
but that's why, you know, I really like those posts where
they
show, you know, Walt Disney at 23 was doing this, and Steve Jobs at 40 was, you know, and I like those kind of posts because it just gives a chance to show people that it ain't always, these people weren't just rich out the ass and grow up like that. Their parents weren't even rich. Their parents weren't even rich because, you know, a lot of white people that are rich, they just assume that it was passed down or they just had it good. And some of them didn't have it good. Some of them struggled. Some of them lived in the ghetto and stuff like that too. So I like seeing those posts like Walt Disney was doing this at 30 years old and the guy who invented the light was this years old when he invented it and things like that. So it just kind of gives you a little extra motivation to say, okay, when I'm 24, like I can still do this.
Right, yeah.
One thing, I don't know if you guys saw this post on social media, but it was comparing Jay-Z and Kylie Jenner. And
I saw that, the whole billionaire thing.
Yeah,
it was a big thing. It was a big thing because they were saying that basically Jay-Z and Kylie were at the same kind of level as far as the money they made, but they were saying like because Jay-Z came from the ghetto and he didn't have much, his mom was gay and all that kind of stuff versus Kylie it being passed down to her. But it's two sides to that argument, honestly. And I understand both sides of them because of the simple fact that Kylie did come up with some money.
Definitely.
But when you take that kind of money and turn it into what the fuck she got, you cannot take that away from that girl.
And that's what
you cannot take that away from that girl like that.
I
just because he black, I fuck with Jay-Z, but you can't take that shit away from her like that.
Like, when it comes to skin color, that's the first thing people jump to.
They want racism to be everything.
And we gotta admit, you know what I'm saying, like the Kardashians, they have a little bit of money or whatever, but they didn't have the money and the success and the power that they have.
The lawyer daddy was not banking like that.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So she definitely did some type of work. Albeit, okay, maybe she had the connections. But that still doesn't mean
even with the connections, you have to think the work that people think this social media shit is a game. I'm going to put it out there right now. People think that social media shit is a game. It's not. When you go out to be an influencer, did y'all hear about that Fyre Festival shit?
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
when you a fucking influencer, you can make shit happen.
Tell them that,
The Fyre Festival
with
Ja Rule and Billy McFarland. Yeah. And I just watched a documentary on Netflix. So if y'all watching this, go on Netflix. The Fyre Festival documentary, it was definitely very, very good. What happened is, you got Billy McFarland, he came out. He throws hella parties all in Miami and all these, big cities. Cool. They like, all right, we trust him. He wanted to book Ja Rule for one of his parties. It was hard to book Ja Rule for one of his parties. He was going through all these people, giving him $1,000 here, $2,000 here, $3,000 here. They hit him back. Ja Rule don't want your offer, blah, blah, blah. Basically playing a nigga. So he ends up along the line finding Ja Rule. They come up with an idea. We're going to build a bridge between regular people and industry people to make it easier to book people in the industry because it's hard to get in touch. You got to have a connection, things like that. So where they made it was Billy had...
came with the app.
Exactly. Billy had the money and the investors and things like that. Ja Rule had the celebrity connections with also some money too. Cool. They bridged that together. They started to do that and everything. The app was going and they're getting these, people in there. You could book Fetty Wap, you could book Drake and everything like that. And the price is right on there. Cool. Then they came up with the idea, well, shit, we should throw this big music festival where everybody can come out and stay in these nice ass villas. We're gonna throw a big party. Everybody's just gonna be dancing, drinking, having fun, eating on this island. So they found a spot in the Bahamas to hold everything, which it really wasn't nothing like what they thought it was.
And look, the B part is everybody had already sent in the money.
Yeah, they built a website. They built a website. People are going on there paying for these villas, paying for these tickets, everything. When I'm talking $3-4 grand a person. Damn. They had all these models, Bella Hadid, all the Victoria's Secret models, all them bitches. They had all them come out to the spot on the beach, taking pictures, posted them up.
They even paid celebrities to post it. DJ Khaled.
Yeah, DJ Khaled, all them, and Kylie. And Kylie came a little later after too, and they had her posting stuff too. But that social media shit, the influence is fucking tantalizing. Yeah. And so all those people posted it. That's where all the money came from. So along the lines, people bought all these tickets. They start selling more shit. Well, you can get this. You can get this VIP pass, meet this celebrity, this and that. Because what happened was when they started building the shit, they didn't have the money for it. Even with all the ticket money and stuff.
Nothing,
so they fast forward. They put these people on these regular ass planes and just slap the logos on them. There were these white ass tents that had rained the morning that they were supposed to come in, so all the tents and beds are fucking soaking wet. And you gotta think all these celebrities and stuff are coming too. They promised 300 maybe celebrities for free stuff, so they're losing out money on that because if they would have charged them, they basically charged everybody who posted it. They didn't charge them to stay, so they got all free everything. So you lost out on money on that. So then going in, basically everything was just fucked up, and they knew weeks and weeks before.
See,
they knew
they was on some bullshit too because
but
they were serving people
not
like
even that.
grilled cheese
No. But I'm not even gonna say that because the team didn't know. The whole team didn't know. The only person that knew was the Billy nigga. He the only person who knew that shit wasn't going right. Everybody else was just doing their job because they were hired. So that's like me. If I come to you, I need you to build this app, do this website, build these tents, blah, blah, blah. And Billy is the only person that knew, like, the shit wasn't right or they didn't have the money and things like that. But he had investors, so they kept saying, like, we would think we ran out of money, and Billy would just pull up with $3 million cash in a book bag, like, yeah, we got it, let's do this. So they not thinking nothing of it. And then most of the people, like we were talking about earlier, it was getting paid in installments. Right. So even when they started seeing shit was going left, it's like, well, shit, I'm still trying to get paid. So I'm just going to do what I'm being asked to do. Right. So, then it got to the day of and people were flying in there. And then the way they did the promo video with all those models and stuff, it was like these little jets and these villas and all this beautiful stuff. So when they got there, it was nothing like that. People were like taking couches and beds and putting up over their heads and picking up everything, throwing shit at each other and fucking everything up and trying to get off the island. You got to think people have nowhere to go. They didn't have flights booked back. So people are like tweeting from their phones like, oh, we're stuck on this island, blah, blah, blah. But, white people can do shit.
Yeah, that shit is wild, man.
But you definitely got to go watch it. I mean, even what I told you, he only got 6 fucking years in the feds. He only got 6, and no, I didn't even tell you the rest. He did that, scammed, I think it was like 30 million altogether he scammed.
And you know what?
Like 30 or 40 million altogether. And then after that, went and tried to take all the people that was on the email list for the Fyre Festival and tried to sell them more shit. Like, he tried to sell them tickets to the Met Gala and Grammys and all that shit. So he even scammed even more. Bro. Only got 6 fucking years. And guess what?
You want to know the craziest part of that? This nigga was out on probation while he was doing that.
Yeah, because he got arrested. He got arrested for the Fyre Festival shit. And then was out on bond doing the other shit like scamming for the Met Gala tickets and Grammy. Oh, you can meet Taylor Swift, and Taylor Swift don't even do meet and greets. Like, she's very vocal about that. She don't even do meet and greets. But he was selling you can meet Taylor Swift for this amount of money, tickets to the BET Awards for this amount of money, blah blah. While he was out on bond, the Met Gala, you have to be invited by Anna Wintour herself in order for you to get tickets there. There's not even any amount of money you can pay for that. So all of the stuff was being debunked. But he was on there doing it. He found a 22-year-old guy because he's thinking in his mind, my name is burnt out. So I got to find somebody else. He found somebody else, 22 or 23-year-old guy. Another face. Yeah, another face. His name was Frank. He had Frank sending out the emails and stuff. Hit me up, text me if you want to book these tickets, blah, blah, blah. Need to remind you, he's out on bond for the fraud shit from Fyre Festival. And over everything, this motherfucker only got 6 years in the feds.
Yeah, bro. That shit
He scammed a good $40 million fucking dollars. And then another couple million or whatever from the extra shit he was doing with the Frank nigga. And he only got 6 years in the feds. If you would have did that shit, you'd have been in there for life.
If I smoked weed and try to sell it, I'd be in there for fucking
Man,
literally. But that's what I be telling people. Y'all, these black people, we gotta watch what the fuck we do, what we say, all that shit. And white people can do whatever. But that's why you gotta tread lightly. And you gotta know your way around this shit. Definitely. You gotta read the political shit that's going on.
And be informed.
Definitely be informed. Definitely be informed. And don't just think that praying is gonna help everything.
No, not at all.
You know what I mean? Praying is gonna help. But it won't help everything. You have to be mindful of things that are going on.
It's about changing a system, right?
Yeah, definitely. And we the most powerful. We the minority, but listen, we the most powerful. And Michigan got the most black people in the USA.
I don't know if you saw my video, bro, but just recently I was pulled over by the police. I was driving home. I was literally 1 block away from my house. 1 block. I got pulled over. I don't know what the situation was at the moment, but I got pulled over in my car. I didn't really have anything on, but a beater and like shorts because I was literally going down 3 blocks. To
this was recent?
So I just came back. I'm in the Army, so I just came back from a 2-week.
What part? What are you in? How long you been running?
I've been in for 4 years.
How you just gonna drop that like we don't want to know?
Oh.
Tell us what the fuck
No,
you
see,
been doing.
I know, you know what I'm saying.
He's
This
like,
is-
yeah, I'm in the Army. Excuse me.
we was gonna get into it a little bit later. We was gonna get into it a little bit later.
Okay, for sure. So I'm gonna let you know about the Army stuff, but I got pulled over. 2 black cops, 1 white cop, and I'm not even bringing race into this one. I just think blue in blue. You know, we got a problem with the people that protect
the
us.
black cops be
I was pulled over, rolled both windows down. Now I'm driving a 2019 Ford Explorer.
Okay.
And I got pulled over, rolled both windows down. He said skirt. Rolled both windows down. They came from both sides, man. And license registration. In the process of grabbing it, he opened my door. He opened my car door. Told me to get out, grabbed me by the shoulder, was walking me to the back, was like, do you have any firearms, this, that, and the other vehicle? I'm like, I do have a registered firearm. It is in a case concealed in the back seat. Okay. So
you doing what you're supposed to.
I'm doing what I'm supposed to.
Right.
Immediately put me in cuffs though.
But they can see that shit when they pull you over. They can look at your plate and see that you.
See now, wait. Okay, so you said it was 2 officers.
3.
He said it was 3.
It
was 2 black cops and 1 white cop.
Okay, so no, see, this I know for a fact because I got told by a state policeman when I got pulled over.
Well, if you get pulled over by state police, you getting a ticket no matter what.
No,
them niggas
see,
do not let nobody go.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I got lucky. Like they let me off. Like they
You got your license and shit?
Yeah, I got everything. They stumped out like, my weed and, destroyed my bottle, but it was all good.
That's
like,
love.
I would rather get off.
If I'm being honest
I
with
would
you.
rather get off. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So, but anyway, what he told me was like, I gotta put you in cuffs. If it's one officer, they have to put you in cuffs because it's just one of them there. Mm-hmm. But if it's 2 or more officers, then you are no threat to them at all. It's no need for you to be in cuffs. If you tell them that you have your registered firearm in the car and it's in the case, you've already done what you're supposed to do, and if it's in the case, you've already taken that extra precaution. So there's no reason for you to be in cuffs. That's problem number 1.
Yeah, man, and I got put in the backseat of a patrol car that night.
Wow.
I was in there for close to 20, I want to say half hour at max, waiting for them to make a decision, and just hearing them talk like my life, it's up to you, talking to each other like what you want to do,
Wow.
Take them in, and it's like call the officer, call the detective.
For what though? For what?
Exactly.
They all about money.
They never told me why I was pulled over. They never told me why they was taking me out of my car.
They be bored. What day was it? Was it close to the end of the month? They need to make their quota.
You know what?
Shit.
That had to be. That
might be
because that's what it be. And honestly, y'all, I'm gonna be real with y'all. My dad was a Detroit police officer.
My dad
about
was
20
too.
years.
He was crooked, though.
About 20. Well, no, my dad wasn't crooked, baby. We not gonna do that.
No, I'm gonna keep a buck on my
Oh my God. No, but for real though, like my dad was a police officer close to 20 years. Y'all know he passed back in 2017. But literally, thank you. Yeah, but literally, all my life, hearing those stories and stuff like that, my dad never was that kind of person. And he dealt with, different partners and things like that too. But you gotta know, they be trying to meet their quota. They be bored. Yeah. They wanna fuck with people. They be in a car, like, whatever. And you just gotta make sure that you do everything you wanna do. And shit, I would have had my phone on me, for real.
Right, but no, he was in cuffs.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
reaction.
But when you,
Crazy.
Yeah, he said he pulled him out the car and stuff. But like when I tell y'all the shit that's going on, as soon as you get pulled over, record, put that bitch in your pocket. At that point,
if you got an iPhone, there's a Siri got this thing now. My buddy sent me a link. It's hey Siri, I'm getting pulled.
Yep, I saw that. Yep, I saw that on Instagram.
Pretty hip. I didn't hear about this.
Yeah,
I don't know about this.
There's a new add-on where it records. Maybe when you say, "Hey Siri, I'm getting pulled over."
Oh wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yo, it picked up.
I don't get it.
Siri don't get it.
I'm getting pulled over. I'll buy a cielo.
Why is your Siri British? What the fuck?
Hey, don't judge me.
This nigga got British
I like
Siri.
British Siri.
I'm gonna keep it real. I'm kind of jealous.
This nigga got British.
I love.
No, they got like
Siri.
Australian and British on
that
there.
That shit's so hot to me. I'm like,
go
ahead, girl.
You gotta go to your settings though.
I got regular ass Siri.
This motherfucker got British ass Siri on his fucking iPhone.
Ahead, girl.
He's talking about, if you talk to Siri, this motherfucker talking about.
Oh man, I love it. But They said the only thing that saved me that night was my military ID. I was just so confused
Really?
of how.
How? Because, bitch, I gave y'all my license.
Right.
So it just blew me away. But I'm thankful I got out of that situation. In the moment when they got the cuffs off me, I just felt like, damn. And I didn't think, in a moment of the situation, you stop thinking.
Yeah. Your mind
of course.
freezes
You
because
just
you
process.
get into a survival mode almost
Yeah,
because you're so nervous. You've seen things that have happened. You're a young black guy. Even the black cops scare the shit out of me the most.
Right.
Because they have the most approved to those weak-ass white cops. So when you get pulled over and it's a black cop and a white cop, I'm almost like, bro, this motherfucker gone. Like, I don't even know what I'm going to do.
Oh,
Like,
shit. I don't know how this going to go.
yeah, and you just get scared. So I understand that your mind goes into a whole different mode. You don't even think about, you probably was thinking about the plausible things you could have done for days after. Like, I could have did this, I could have did that. But when it's happening, it scares the shit out of you. Like, it scares the shit out of you when it happens. Like, am I not going to be able to call my mom tonight? You know what I'm saying? So it takes you into a whole different, path in your mind.
And when I posted a video about the situation, and I got a lot of love, I got a lot of support. I think it might be over 2,000 views by now.
Okay.
But it was, I had a couple people from my unit, white people, and they're like, oh yeah, man, fuck that. I would have told me I need your badge and this, that, and the other.
Yeah, because your mama can go and cuss them out, bitch. My mama can't.
The thing. Like, they have the luxury of being able to say
if
those
my
kind of
mama
things,
came down to the court and did that shit, they'll arrest her.
Listen, unfortunately, that's one of the greatest examples of, like, and I hate to say it
White
so
privilege.
much now, but white privilege, because they have the luxury of saying something like that. Imagine if you got rowdy.
Y'all saw that video on Facebook that went viral when the lady, her sons got pulled over and she pulled up on the cops and was cussing them out?
No.
It was two young boys that was riding, I think, their mom's vehicle. She pulled up cussing the officer out.
Okay.
When I say out, I mean, what's your badge number, what precinct, like, going in. You're not taking my son to jail, blah, blah, blah. Ma'am, blah, blah, blah. And my mom would have pulled up, she would have got shot.
So
literally, when y'all go, Google that. It's
I'm gonna check it out.
White boy gets pulled over, mom cursing out cop. You'll be able to find it. She's, oh no, and you're no, and I don't care if you think that you're gonna. What did he do? What did he do? Like going off.
Wow.
Yeah, but it is
on the officers, and they're calm, like, ma'am, blah, 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 and he ended up letting them kids go, and they're not going with you because they're coming with me.
Right, but see, that's just the thing. It's just the stereotypes, you know what I'm saying? Angry black man, angry black woman, you know what I'm saying? So that's the one of those
Our
things.
arguments are never valid to them.
You know what I'm saying? But,
yeah, man, but off lighter topic, I joined the Army 4 years ago.
Okay. Because I was definitely.
Now, are you
gonna ask
happy
about
with
your
the way
other
it has gone? Because I have a few friends that are transgender and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
So, it's been really, really rough as far as that and everything. They don't get any love.
Wow.
And, do you, some of the things.
But I feel like if you contribute your time and the effort, like, why are
They
you...
don't give a fuck because, Donald Trump
know,
president. But how do you feel about the Army from the time that you first started to how you feel now?
So I tell everybody that I didn't fall under Trump. I fell under Obama, right?
Right.
So when you fall under the president that you came in.
Right.
So I fall under Obama, and when Obama came, he pushed out that transgender policy for the military to be able to provide medical support to transgender soldiers in the service here and abroad. So that changed the whole tradition of the military.
Right.
Because first thing was don't ask, don't tell, right?
Yeah, because I remember for a long time,
That's what it was.
even watching law shows and stuff, it was like don't ask, don't tell if you were transgender, if you were gay, and it was like a big thing if you came out gay in the military, like they could, kick you out on non-honorable discharge, all that kind of stuff and everything too. But this new stuff is just crazy. I have people that are like, oh, we're not re-enlisting. Like I have a friend, used to be a girl and now he's a guy. His name is Bash, and I think it's fucked up because he was going hard as fuck for this shit, like starting out, and you know what I mean.
And
now it's
all that energy.
all that energy is gone, and he's on Facebook like deuces, like and it sucks because I know you really want to do that, and it sucks to have that passion and you can't even do it just because of bigotry and things like that, and so when you came in. Did you know people that were gay and you like didn't tell and stuff like that too, or did you just kind of?
So situations like gay has not really been a big issue in today's Army. I know it was a big situation before. My basic training, we didn't have any males that were gay in the company, but we did have females that were. And it wasn't an issue until they got caught, doing things that they weren't supposed to do.
Now, how did they get caught? Is it like on the club scene, or is it like Instagram, or like how are they getting caught?
Or is it like,
they
more like...
They were in the laundry room.
Yeah, see, that's
like action, okay, wow, all right.
So it wasn't an issue. We all knew about it.
Okay.
So it wasn't an issue until they made it an issue.
Right.
Even in my current unit, I left Detroit. I was in Detroit in the Guard. Now I'm up in Kalamazoo.
And that's down 8 Mile over. Yep. Or down 8 Mile over on the east. Yep. I know where that is because I be seeing them out there.
Yeah. So now I'm out in Kalamazoo. I left to take a promotion to become a sergeant.
Oh wow! Congratulations! Congratulations! Hold on, we about to toast to that. Where y'all cups at? Toast to that. Hold on, he gonna say he gonna take a position to be a sergeant and think we not gonna toast to that. Yes. Yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
Thank you.
That's dope, because that means you're doing something. They don't just be asking anybody to be a goddamn sergeant or lieutenant around here.
Yeah.
Okay.
The biggest...
Putting in work, that's what's up.
The biggest thing that I've encountered in my 4 years in the service is that I think everyone has a bias, right?
Yeah.
To some degree.
But black people can't be racist. I'm putting that on wax. I don't give a fuck.
Oh!
Black people can't be racist. I put that shit on wax. I put that shit on wax.
I say this shit all the time. I said,
put that shit on wax.
Anybody
black
in my
people,
unit.
Hold on, where's my phone? Hold on, where's my? Because I'm about to tell these niggas right now.
Preach it.
Listen. Black people cannot be racist. I don't give a fuck.
Fuck it. That's the
Listen, black people cannot be racist. I don't care. What y'all say? Black people cannot be racist. Period. My nigga Pat, my nigga Ash. Listen, black people can't be racist. Racism. Look up the definition of racism. We do not have the power to oppress people. We don't have the power. We can't be racist.
Preach.
Like,
come on now.
I can't stop you from getting the education.
Listen.
I can't stop you from getting a job.
Listen.
I can't stop you from,
you
know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Being a piece of shit and your uncle tells you, hey, I'm going to lift you up and you could be an accountant.
Bro, white people can do crack and still be fucking millionaires, bro.
Listen, and our cameraman Ed can attest to this. Because we went to the same school, you know what I'm saying? This has been a good friend for years. Like, I'm blessed to have a friend so talented.
Yeah, to stop a nigga and go down. Fuck you talking about.
That's another thing I want to tell the audience. Everybody that I'm surrounded with in this room is somebody that I've been fucking with for like quite some time now.
A long time.
You know what I'm saying?
Solidity.
Like,
it's about solidity.
Me and Ed go back. Me and Brittany go back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Like
man.
2 flats on a cat, like real niggas for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but man, back to the story. Ed can attest to it. Like, white people are just so open about like their drug use. Like,
listen, I went to Ferndale. Y'all cannot tell me about white people doing drugs.
Man, dude, we went to school, and I'm not gonna say her name out of respect, like, you know, even though she very open with it, but she was like, yeah, so you know, my boyfriend came in town, and you know what I'm saying, it was his birthday, so we just got an 8er, and you know what I'm saying, we got a room. And you know what I'm saying? We were drinking some champagne, and yeah, we just did like the whole 8er, like the whole weekend, like
the whole thing, bitch.
And then like she told me one time, like her and her friends was like running through the woods naked and shit, and they did some coke and shit.
They be living their best life.
She fucking thought like the friend would have died because her heart was beating too fast. And it was all types of goofy shit, but it was just kind of crazy because like. I would never in fucking life be that open about my drug use. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, if I was doing anything on that level, like, you would never fucking know. I don't even tell people if like, you only know I drink if you see me with a cup. Like, that's how personal I am.
Nah,
like,
fuck what Pat talking about. You gonna know I drink.
You gonna know. Listen, you gonna know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you gotta be around me. I'm not just one of those people like this. So open with my business.
Right, I understand.
Like,
definitely. You know, white people are a lot more vocal as far as drugs and things like that. I mean, shrooms and Molly
They think
and
really
crack
personal,
and
period.
heroin. And, yeah, they are.
You know what I'm saying?
From the first time you meet them, you like, yeah, my dad's. It's like, bitch, I don't even need to know none of that.
Listen. I was working out in Westland for this guy. I don't even remember his name anymore. But I never forget. I came into work one day and I'm like, yo, what's up, man? And he like, yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? I just found out my wife's cheating on me. I'm about to get a divorce. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how it's going to go with the kids, man. But, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. How's your day? I'm like, well, fuck. Like, nigga, I didn't even ask you about all that shit. That's not what I came in for. Like, you know, goddamn, I got your whole background, bro.
They
like,
so personal.
I don't need that.
I don't know if y'all know what the military refers to as Dear John letters. And that shit is so real. Yes. So real, so crazy.
Explain that to me.
Okay. We were in training. Our training was a 3-month training. And while we were there, a couple people, you know, their spouse just wrote them letters and told them, like, hey, you know, I'm leaving them. So you're in training, which is like a whole mindfuck transition, like, right?
The fuck? And bitch, you going where? You ain't going nowhere, bitch. As soon as I get home, I'll beat your ass.
You got 3 months. 3 months. So every day is like, you wake up, they grill you, they fucking destroy you, your mentality, they build you down.
I don't think I can do that shit.
They tear you down to build you back up. But in that tear down process, it's depressing. It's sad.
Of course.
I would want to fight so bad. Every day.
You got it.
And would be. Not just natural. Want to. I would
it's
be fighting
natural
every
reaction.
day.
And you got no connection. Like, there's no reach to the outside world. There's no one to communicate. Like, hey, ma, you can't call nobody. You can't. Other than letters.
Yeah, because you didn't even have your phone and
now,
shit.
Now, how do they respond to people who respond, like, aggressively to that? Because, like Brittany said, like, I'm going to be real. Like, you only going to push me so far. And then, like, I'm going to go crazy. Like, you going to
lose my mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Fighting everybody.
So, how do they respond to that?
They don't give a fuck.
You will
get recycled.
I don't give a fuck.
If you, the worst thing about that is, you have to learn discipline, right?
Right, okay.
You will get recycled. When I say get recycled, when we have 3 months for training. After that 3 months, you graduate.
Okay.
But you fuck around, you like, oh, no, fuck you, I don't want to do nothing, this, that, and the other. They'll recycle you. And what that means is you're going to have to wait for a whole new class to get open.
Oh, fuck.
For you. So I've seen people be there for a whole year. A whole year. Just because they was fucking with you. And then they'll kick you out. So shit like that, yeah, they don't give a fuck.
See, man, but I feel like I have excellent discipline. So it's like you don't have to talk to me and you don't have to do all of that. You know what I'm saying? It's more so just to relay the message and I can fully understand that. I understand it's the military and shit, but I'm not no fucking idiot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we human beings at the end of the day. I can understand what the fuck you saying without you talking to me any kind of way. Because, of course, like, at the end of the day, we all gonna get frustrated with that. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's I don't feel like that's conducive overall to really helping the situation.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But, you know.
Yeah, man. So it's crazy. My military experience, the biggest thing that I've seen is EO, equal opportunity. I've seen a lot of people, my skin, not progress in this service world because they're not able to adapt.
Right.
You know,
you have to let go.
You have to.
Okay.
You have to not have a very soft skin about when people say certain things.
Right. Yeah.
And that's because you have to play the game.
Of course. You know,
that's how you grow in the service. You have to play the game. You have to be freaking.
Now, when you say play the game, what are the things? Tell us the pros and cons of being in the service. Like, tell us the things that were the biggest challenges, and tell us the things that were the most easy things as far as being in the service. Like, what are the things that you woke up every day and you like, shit, like I got to get my mind right about this, and then tell us the things that were more so like, all right, this is like a cakewalk.
Yeah.
It's an adjustment period for someone to tell you what to do.
Okay.
My
mama told me what to do.
Right, of course.
And that, you know, and that's cool, right?
And it's like times 10, though, right?
When your mama gave birth to you, whatever, you know,
Right.
you know.
But you got this other grown-ass man,
exactly,
rude as hell.
You got somebody else outside of that, you know what I'm saying, who doesn't have that personal connection.
Exactly.
Right.
Who didn't really help with your growth development. They're just there.
Right.
And they're telling you what the fuck to do. and it becomes fucking frustrating, stressful because like I'm.
Now, was it hard? Like, was it hard as far as like the stuff that they were telling you to do, or was it just a challenge as far as like this motherfucker telling me what to do, and I don't even care about this motherfucker?
Right, I don't even know.
Like, is it more so? Is it more so the actual activity that they're asking you to do, or the fact that they're asking you? You know what I'm saying? Because it's two different things.
It's super both.
But which one is harder though?
How you tell me to do something.
Definitely.
Yeah,
the way you say something is the biggest thing. The way you say something is the biggest thing. It's how you say it. Not even what you're saying half the time. You could be like, I'm hungry, but if you say this shit aggressive, like, nah, I'm pissed. Like, what's up? Like you trying to fight about being hungry, my nigga? What's up?
Or shit, like you said, like your hunger was my priority.
Yeah, it was an issue I cared about, bitch.
That, you know what I'm saying? So I understand that for sure. Like, that's definitely something relatable. You know what I'm saying?
But it's crazy because they'll tell you to do some shit and then fucking contradict themselves. And then you ain't supposed to say shit and then just let it happen.
But that's how it always goes. I feel like that's the message of life. That's the message of raising somebody or building somebody up to be something different. Like, you have to understand how to, like, just, one, get through adversity, and then two, deal with like the contradictions of people, because everybody ain't gonna be 100. Everybody ain't gonna be solid in what the fuck they saying or what they want to do.
That's so true.
So you got to get around that, and you just got to adjust and keep moving. I think that's the message in that.
And I love the service. I've been in for 4 years, and for my growth from starting off as a E2 to where I am now.
Yeah,
I've really progressed fast in the service. But I would say that be careful who you talk to and how you talk to them. Right. Because at the end of the day, I got a sergeant first class who's a very high ranked sergeant. And I work in the office, and he'll fucking joke around and say some off way shit. But you can't fucking talk to a person like the way you want to talk to them. Because you joke with them.
But and then it's like you have to realize that sometimes they're saying that shit to test you.
Right.
So you almost don't even want to like respond in the way that you would respond, because it's like, this motherfucker might just be saying that shit just to get me to say some shit.
If you return the same energy,
and now I'm fucked up, you know what I'm saying? I can't move out because I done did this or did that. So it's like, it kind of probably fucks you up to kind of separate, like, okay, let me scale it back. Because I can't be Ash from Detroit. I gotta be Army Ash around this bitch. I can't really, you know what I mean? So
Sergeant
exactly. Like, so I definitely understand that, because you it's almost like a test all the time. You don't know. You never are gonna be able to tell what's a test and what's a joke. Right. So you have to take everything as if it's a test, and that sucks.
Go ahead.
Okay, now my question to you, because we kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, but it's like, now that we sitting here talking about things that frustrate you and all of that, how do you like maneuver being in the Army, and how do you feel about being in the Army and the climate right now, like under Trump, like, because like the whole government shut down,
and he's only he only brought it back for 3 weeks, and he's gonna shut it down on the 15th if he don't get what he wants.
Like, as a black man, like, how do you personally feel? Like,
and I don't think people realize that the government shutdown is going to affect everybody. People think that it's just some food stamp shit or that shit or some taxes shit. That shit is going to affect everybody. Because even with me, I do custom desserts. They said that the fresh fruit ain't getting expected and things like that. It's going to affect everybody down the line.
Like they said, 80% of the meat that's out there, is
it's going to be affected down the line for sure. And it's almost like, damn, if you don't have a fucking greenhouse at your house,
that's what people don't understand. Like, that's a huge thing.
So all that recall shit, the shit that could have been recalled, ain't even going to be recalled, right? Because they told you that it ain't been inspected.
So how do you maneuver that, and how do you personally feel about that? Because like technically you are a government employee. Like,
Damn, you right, Pat. That's a good ass question.
So the funding is so different with the military, active duty, Army, and National Guards. So active duty is federally funded, while National Guards is state funded. So I'm not hit personally by this. And to be honest with anybody, even my sergeants, if I wasn't gonna get paid, y'all wouldn't see me fucking showing up first.
Period. You're not gonna see me. The fuck?
If I'm gonna completely be honest, I wouldn't fucking show up to fucking grill y'all.
I ain't coming, bitch. I'm sleeping in, bitch. Y'all not getting me.
Go to fucking work to make friends, or
we gonna get paid.
I come to work to get a motherfucking check.
To 9, I got bills to pay, baby.
I got shit to do.
You know what I'm saying?
definitely.
We do our 9 to, I said that's so wrong. We do our 9 to 5 so we can support our 5 to 9.
Right.
If I'm not being able
like
to support my 5 to 9,
I like that.
why the fuck am I showing
That was
up?
me before I quit my job.
So no, I'm so in and out with Trump a little bit. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys.
Trump is entertainment. If he wasn't the president, I would love him.
So
Because he's funny. But being a president, that shit not funny.
I feel like he's like the senior citizen version of Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Yes, but you know, when he was on his show,
shit.
the shit was hilarious. When you're on the, what was it, the Deal or No Dealers, whatever. The Apprentice, yeah. When you're on that shit, it's like, it's hilarious. His personality is entertainment.
Like,
but this motherfucker is the president of the United States. That shit not funny no more.
No, it's like, oh shit, you
it's
serious.
It's like, whoa.
Like,
like, y'all seen that movie? It's like, hold up, wait a minute.
Hold
like,
up,
hold
man.
on. Like,
he terrifies me. I'm not
that nigga scares the shit out of him.
The scariest fucking part for me is like this motherfucker ran on Make America Great Again. But like with this government shutdown, like, and with us bringing up all the points like TSA, fucking like the food, people's food stamps, like you fucking American citizens over. So like I've been asking like my Republican friends like, okay, how do you explain this? Because usually they give you like some type of excuse for it. Like they try and like mask it or they try and run over it. But like it's getting to a point where it's like they can't even defend the shit.
In all bluntness, you gotta really realize that he's doing what he said he was gonna do. If I'm being honest with you. You know, he said he's gonna fucking build a wall, and if that's his fucking critical way of doing it, that's his critical way of doing it. And I don't respect it. Because the way he's doing it is hurting and impacting people.
And even with the kids, the way the kids are being separated from their parents and deported and things like that, it's just a lot of shit going on that I think that people don't pay attention to. You know, these kids, some of the kids are dying from, you know, sleep deprivation and starvation and things like that. And those are some of the things that I think people aren't even paying attention to. They just look at, oh, this wall. You know, people see the big shit that makes the headlines, but they don't even read into it.
Right.
And that's what pisses me off the most, because it's kind of like, okay, you know about the wall, you know about the government shutdown, or your taxes might not be able to come, but you don't even know the underlying things that, you know, cause and effect.
Right.
There are some government employees that are getting evicted right now because February is coming up and they're not able to pay their fucking bills. Yeah. These people have to go to work and they're not getting paid, and then they're getting some unemployment stuff, and they're going to have to pay back some of the unemployment benefits they're getting. So people aren't even seeing, they're almost pushing us into a purge for real.
Yeah, did you see that they say like they were like with the government like reopening, they said like they were going to give them back pay? Is it a timeline on the back
But
pay?
even with some of the stuff, because what I read, and I seen a couple of people that work for the government, it was more of a government like a back pay kind of thing, but they had to pay it back.
Get the fuck out of here.
That's bullshit, bro.
And they had a video. They had a video down at one of the offices. They had a video down at one of the offices where they were being like security or something, and these women were on the camera like crying, like, if I don't get my paycheck, I will be automatically evicted because it's been XYZ months since I paid rent since the government shut down, blah, blah, blah. And this has been the longest shutdown. Yeah. And it's crazy because I posted to my Instagram about the shutdown, and people were like, well, this is not the first shutdown, not the last shutdown. Yeah, but motherfucker, this is the first shutdown we had with this crazy motherfucker.
Right, and this is the first serious fucking shutdown we had where like literally everything is
being and honestly, I've known about the previous shutdowns. When Obama shut down the government, Obama was shutting it down, for healthcare and things like that.
Shut it down, so it's not even the same thing.
All right, I mean, but if you want to, it wasn't him, but if you want to say per se because he was president, that's fine. But even then, the reason behind it was way different than the reason.
Yeah, definitely.
So you can't even argue that.
Definitely. So look, man.
Is there anything else that you want to tell us as far as your app or who you are, or anything else that you want to let the listeners or viewers know as far as what you're doing or something that you want everyone to be a part of? Because we're going to wrap it up in a few minutes. Definitely. And we just want to definitely get your last kind of words about, you know, your movement or anything that you want to kind of tell people, your social media handles and things like that, just to get those connections going.
To reach me, to reach my brand, to reach my business, you can check us out at URON _challenge on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We're live on social media. To check us out on the website, you can go to Google, you can go to Bing, You can just type in URON. We're everywhere.
And it's on the link. The link is on Instagram. Zoom in on that real fast. The link is on his Instagram page. So if you just go to the URON Challenge Instagram, the link is right there in their bio. So you don't even have to go to your Safari.
Look at that.
Or your Firefox.
Hey.
You don't get this kind of service with other shows.
Just go. Hold on. Let me get my brightness back up. Where is it?
Right in that thing.
Oh, yeah, hit that shit.
There we
hit
go.
That shit. Yeah. Zoom in on you got
Make
that?
sure
You got, oh, yeah.
he got that. Listen, the cameraman is a shit around this bitch.
All right.
Hey.
So follow them. I just follow them too. Because that shit is dope as fuck. And you're going to see more of him with us. Because we're going to be linking some stuff up. And we're going to be letting you guys know on the podcast what we're doing to implement some more positive things in the community. Especially in the summertime.
Oh, especially
it's gonna be dope.
If you are looking for an opportunity as far as getting paid right now, as far as
getting
that,
paid. Like, what's up?
Everybody
We trying to get
right?
paid. We trying to get paid.
URON Challenge isn't just a mobile app. We do local events to engage our audience and our users.
We gotta throw a pop-up shop.
And we've actually
we gonna throw a pop-up shop.
We've actually talked about doing some like projects for the community too. So that's something.
Oh yeah,
because
I did a big event over on the Glory Foods over on the east side. I grilled like 300 hamburgers, like 400 hot dogs and shit like that. Last summer, I'm sweating. Look, wig off. Sweating,
hey, next summer
you know what I mean?
Right next to you.
Yeah. We definitely because the Glory Food Markets, and that's another thing. You know, people be so quick to say black people are racist. Listen, some of these Chaldeans and stuff with these markets and grocery stores, the Chaldeans do that shit.
Yeah.
And they gave all that food from the back of their store, hamburgers, hot dogs, and all I did was sit at the grill and flip them. They gave away book bags with school supplies and everything.
Yeah, see, so it's just...
and that's a big thing. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where when we start putting those events together to where we don't need to bear arms with those people.
Right.
As black people, we need to do that and make it a positive experience.
And I think
we can implement that for sure.
I think it's the media that keeps us apart. You know what I'm saying? If we really sit down and we talk to each other like you did with those people in the store, like we see like we got a lot in common and we can work together to get a lot of shit done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So if you want to get paid this summer, go to the website, go to contact us. What we're doing, I'm in my master's program at Wayne State. So
hold on, wait, repeat that. Repeat that. Say that shit again. Your what?
Go ahead.
Say that shit again. Your master's program. His fucking master's program.
Tell him about
Don't play with this nigga, bro. He got it.
Man.
This nigga, come on now.
Bars.
He got credentials. He got credentials. We gotta listen to his nigga.
This is black excellence.
He ain't just talking. Right, black excellence at its finest. He ain't just talking out the side of his neck. He got some credentials around his bitch.
Yeah,
nigga got plaques. He got papers.
Yeah.
What's up?
Got five degrees. I'm getting my master's.
Oh my God.
And this is, you know what, dog?
You just can't be
I'm so motherfucking proud.
I'm proud of you. Listen, I need a big hug. Come on now.
And this is what I'm talking about.
Black
this is what we
motherfucking excellence.
Capable of, man.
Yes.
Tell
Listen.
them about yourself.
And anybody that's watching, you capable of that shit too. Go through that school, go through that shit, do everything you got to do, pay for them whole ass cap and gowns, and find some scholarships.
It's that shit.
Find some scholarships.
I've had three graduations. I'm hoping for my 4th of May. So
ain't no hoping. You're gonna do that shit in May. You're gonna do that shit in May. We're not gonna hope.
Question.
We're gonna do that shit, and we're gonna cheer even though they tell us not to.
Fuck. Yes.
I'm so proud of you, Ash. I think what you're doing is dope, and we're definitely gonna link because you know my business and everything. We're gonna get some shit. We're gonna get some shit going for sure. Look out this summer, y'all. Look out this summer. We're gonna be doing some shit for the community. We're gonna be doing some shit for y'all badass kids.
Definitely. We got y'all. Don't worry, we got y'all. We got something for y'all. So if y'all want to get paid this summer, every event that we're gonna be hosting, we're gonna look for people to sell those tickets. And off those ticket sales, you keep that money.
All right.
All we're looking for is
so look, hey, listen, and you don't get that often. Mostly they give you like 10% off them bitches. So if he say you get to keep it, motherfucker, let's sell these tickets.
So if you a seller,
so it's all about getting the word.
We trying to get the word out. We trying to get the people out. So we gonna wrap this up right now. Ash, we really, really appreciate you coming out and telling us about your movement. Everybody that's watching this podcast will definitely be working with Ash in the future on all type of endeavors and community service and stuff like that. Definitely. So I'm definitely looking forward to that when the whole ass snow get off the ground. Thank you so much.
Get no goddamn
man, there's supposed to be a snowstorm tomorrow too, so watch out, y'all. So, you know, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming out. This is our first episode on Whose Motherfucking Podcast Is this.
Hey.
So I'm Hersoles. Thank y'all for
MFN
tuning in.
Gen.
And we got our baby Ashton here. Thank you for coming out. And we gonna sign off.
All right, we'll see you next time.
Get ready for a challenge. You're on.